Everyone loved the new tinless sheds. Thomas and Percy were excited to sleep in it for the first time, as they slept in Henry's tunnel for a week. Unfortunately, Sir Topham Hatt had other plans for Percy. "Percy," he said, "I need you to report to the docks immediately." "Yes, sir," said Percy, even though he didn't want to. When Percy got to the docks, he found a goods train and Wilbert. Percy and Wilbert were good friends, as they were both saddle tank engines. Shortly after Percy arrived at the docks, Bertie the bus dropped off Sir Topham Hatt. "Good," he said. "You're both here." "But why did you call us here?" asked Percy. "Well," said Sir Topham Hatt, "I'm just about to tell you that. The other railway is short on supplies, so I need you two to take them. Logs for railroad ties, ballast for the track, and water for the water tower. Now I know it doesn't look like much, but trust me, it's way heavier than it looks. So I need 2 engines to pull it instead of just 1. "Yes, sir," said both engines. And they puffed off. "Geez," said Percy. When Sir Topham Hatt said that this train was heavier than it looks, he wasn't joking. Right, Wilbert? "Yeah," replied Wilbert. He was remembering the time of when Percy had pulled the express. And the only reason why he could do it was because because Wilbur was pushing from behind. But Percy didn't know this. Eventually, Percy and Wilbert had crossed the border from the Northwestern Railway to the other railway. It wasn't long until they found the yard. They were to take the train to the sheds, but they were completely lost. They had decided to ask an engine for help. "Excuse me," asked Percy, "but where are the sheds?" The engine was quite friendly. "Just go through the tunnel up ahead and take a right," he said. "Thank you," said the 2 engines, and they set back off. But by the time they had gotten to the tunnel, they forgot which way to go. They were stopped at the points, trying to remember what the engine had said. "Which way did he say to go?" asked Percy. "I think he said to go straight ahead," said Wilbert. So that's the way they took. They had come to a mine. I don't think we're supposed to be here," said Wilbert. "The bottom is all boarded up." "Oh well," said Percy. So they broke through the barricade. The mine was quite strange. No other engines seemed to be there. The trouble started when they got to an old shed. There was a strange creaky noise. "What's that noise?" asked Percy. "Uh-oh," said Wilbert. "This place is about to fall over." And he was right. The building could collapse any second. "Oh no," said Percy. "We gotta get out of here." They tried to reverse, but they couldn't push the heavy train back. "What are you doing here?" said a voice that seemed quite familiar to Percy. "Genty," he said, "is that you?" "Percy," said the engine, "what are you doing on the other railway?" "Just get us out of here, I'll tell you later." So they pushed and pulled, and pulled and pushed as hard as they could. And they got out just in time. They had finally made it to the sheds. The railway manager was there waiting for them, and I'm sorry to say that he wasn't very nice. "You're late," he grumbled. "Sorry," said Percy and Wilbert. "Well, I guess we'll be going back to our railway." "You can't go now," said the manager. "The bridge is closed until morning, so you'll have to stay here for the night." Percy was sad. He was looking forward to a rest in the new tin in the sheds, but he was glad to catch up with Genty. When Percy came back from the other railway, Sir Topham Hatt gave him a couple days of vacation, and he spent all of it in the new tin in the sheds. I think he deserved his reward. Don't you?